Choosing the wrong polygraph examiner can ultimately ruin your life. Now let's talk about choosing the right examiner that can save your life. Welcome to Inside the Polygraph. I'm your host, David Goldberg, expert polygraph examiner. Join me as I and my guests break down the facts, fictions of polygraph testing, law enforcement, and so much more. Real cases, real conversations. The truth is always revealed inside the polygraph. Welcome to Inside the Polygraph with David Goldberg. I'm your host, David Goldberg. I hope everyone is enjoying this summer. As you know, it is extremely hot, so I wonder if it's hot where you are, because I can tell you it is very hot where I'm at. Today on this show, we're going to talk about hiring the professional examiner and how to do it. As you all know, if you're going to get a pre-employment polygraph test, not always are you going to pick your examiner. So that's not what today's show is about. Today's show is about talking about hiring a professional examiner in reference to the most important issues that you need to resolve, such as allegations of, let's say, infidelity, allegations of child sexual abuse. You've been investigated now for a criminal matter, or you've been charged with a criminal matter, or you're being accused of theft or anything you can possibly imagine, and now you want to clear your name, or someone else wants to prove that you either didn't do it, or you need to prove you didn't do it, or whatever the issue of importance is, it needs to be resolved through a polygraph examiner. Ladies and gentlemen, most people immediately go on their cell phone, their tablet, and they type in polygraph test near me or lie detector test near me. And then the first person that has a very extensive website or great reviews will pop up first. A lot of times it might be the only polygraph examiner in your state or area that pops up. And then what happens is when you call, you will talk to that examiner. If they answer, or if you leave a voicemail message, they'll call you back. And then a lot of times that's the very first person you're going to choose because of either price or availability. And that's where things go south very, very quickly. A lot of times, ladies and gentlemen, and I've said this on multiple platforms and even on this podcast, people don't do their due diligence and don't do research before they hire a polygraph examiner. I have said this and I'm going to repeat it, and I don't say anything that's not true on this podcast, because it's Inside the Polygraph, and it's all about truth and education for you. If you don't do your due diligence in doing research, you could wind up getting an examiner that is inexperienced, an examiner who has been sued, an examiner who is unethical, an examiner who doesn't care about your issue, an examiner who just cares about the dollar bill you bring them. And what's going to happen, ladies and gentlemen, is you're going to ultimately have poor results that can ultimately ruin your life. An examiner who is highly recommended, highly professional, will care about you and your issue, or those that come to your office and need to resolve the most important matter in that person's life. That's a professional examiner. And so how do you find that professional examiner? Number one, once you find it on the internet, whether it's a website, whether it's through Google or some other avenue, you then should research that individual's name and look for their credentials. See how long they have been doing polygraph examinations. And it's not wrong to ask them, hey, how long have you been a polygraph examiner? Have you ever been sued? And if they say no and they may lie to you. Look them up on the internet because you'll be able to find out if they've ever been sued, or look their name up, and trust me, you'll find their name if it's in a negative manner. Ask them what kind of experience they have in testing. Some examiners don't want to deal with certain kind of issues because they're not experienced enough in doing those kind of issues, so they deal with maybe just pre-employment or infidelity because to them it's easy, it's quick. But they don't want to deal with the child sexual abuse. They don't want to deal with rape, murder. They don't want to deal with some serious matters that can ultimately lead to someone's incarceration or freedom, and so that's why they might not want to deal with it. Have you been accused of one of the following in your life, such as infidelity, custody matters, CPS investigations, or serious criminal matters that you're currently being investigated for? At Executive Protection Group Polygraph Service, we have been helping thousands of individuals for over 24 years, no matter who you are or what you have been accused of, with the highest accuracy, integrity, and overall compassion to everyone's needs. We are not your typical polygraph or lie detection service. At Executive Protection Group Polygraph Service, we are certified experts recognized in courts throughout the country, and we stand by our promise to give you full closure and all your needed answers. Call at 757-495-1301 and visit our website at www.executiveprotectiongrp.com to get started. Check with those that have professional references. Examiners who attorneys, doctors, and therapists will highly recommend. Check with examiners who have worked with child protective services, with other agencies, maybe other law enforcement agencies, fire departments, corrections facilities. Check with those examiners or those agencies that recommend those examiners, because, ladies and gentlemen, if those agencies and those professionals, attorneys, lawyers, whatever you want to call those kind of professions, doctors, therapists, those people trust in that examiner, and if they trust in that examiner because of the results, the professionalism, and the accuracy, then you as an individual with your important matter can trust in that examiner. If they don't have professional references, and not just one, because it could be their best friend who's an attorney or best friend who's their therapist, make sure there's more than just one. And if they have more professional references, ladies and gentlemen, then that's who you need to go to. And remember, it's important to look at reviews. Okay, review says a lot, and people will write good reviews and bad reviews, and if there's more good than bad, you have to ask yourself, if people are pleased with this examiner based on professionalism and what the resolution was, you might want to go to that examiner. And that's what you need to do. Don't just go with the very first person that pops up on your screen without doing the credential check, the legal aspect of that examiner, because I can name, and I'm not going to for defamation purposes, but I can name a minimum right now of at least 5 examiners who have been sued, who are absolutely pathetic and I would never go to, and you can look them up online and they're all over, that I would never go to in a million years, yet some of these people and Hollywood still hire them because they don't do their checking. But I wouldn't go to them or send any of my family members or even professionals to them because they are unethical. They are not worth the dime that you want to spend on. So do your due diligence when you hire someone. There's a lot of examiners out there that are not licensed because states are not licensed, but there are states that are licensed. And if you're in a state that is a licensed examiner, that state requires more than some states do, such as continuing education. Some states that aren't licensed don't care once you get your basic training. They don't care anymore because they don't follow up. States that are licensed, they do care about that, and they want you to have continuing education. So make sure you check on that, and that's what I would suggest for you. I do hope this helps. Reach out to me. You know how to reach out. I'm very available via this platform and other platforms, my phone number, my website, and I will be more than happy to assist you in any way possible. If you like this kind of topic, please continue to like, subscribe, and reach out. You have a wonderful day and continue to enjoy your summer. Thank you again. Thanks so much for listening. If you truly liked what you heard today, please be sure to rate the show, share with others, and subscribe for more episodes.